That brings us to our very first workshop for the module. And so the workshop builds on the model that we just did. And so the task for you, first of all, is to recreate the model if you weren't following along. Hopefully you were. And what I want you to do is find the buffer configuration that maximizes the throughput where you have 7 buffer slots total, including exactly 1 at the source. So you have 1 buffer at the source, and you have 6 buffer slots that you can allocate between server 1 and server 2, and you can have any allocation that you want. So in my experiment, I just did equal numbers like 1 1 2 2 3 3, but I could have just as easily done 2 1 3 1 4 1 5 1. And so your task is to figure out how best to allocate 6 among those. Make the sort, and then after you do that, keep the source inner arrival time as specified here. And I want to update the 2 processing times at the station. So rather than using exponential processing times, to use triangular for server 1 with the given properties, the given parameters, and uniform for server 2 with this parameters. And then I want you to rerun the experiment and note the differences in throughput versus buffer size between the exponential case and the non-exponential case. So then finally, as a challenge, part of the workshop, I want you to use additional controls to display one experiment that has the original and revised service times. So in this case, when you look at my experiment that I have here, I have these 2 controls, and so the controls are let me do my testing for the buffer capacity, but all of these scenarios are for the exponential case. And so the challenge is to create additional controls that let me have all of these values side by side. So once again, the task is to find the buffer configuration first so that we maximize the value, then modify the 2 service times, for the service time for server 1 and service time for server 2, and then compare those results. And then finally, if you do the challenge, it will involve creating additional experiment controls, reference properties, so that you can facilitate the dual display.